Well, Ryan, I'm glad we finally got this done.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for your patience as we work through the tail end of baseball season and everything else to get you in studio, but it's good to have you. How are you?
Doing terrific. Thanks for having me, Gabe. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to tell your story a little bit for those who aren't familiar with it, but you're in Aggieland. You're a father of two. You got baby number 3 along the way, and you're living here working on campus. So how are you enjoying everything going on?
Yeah, it's really cool. Glad to be back in Aggieland. It's a really different experience being an adult than being like a college student. I mean, you really get to appreciate what everything Aggieland has to offer, just the environment, those type of things. So just really blessed to be back and be able to see a different side of the university.
So you're working, and it's funny, I was talking to people around here that we had Ryan O'Brien on, and I'm like, he's that dude, he's jacked, he looks like a football player, and they're like, I think I know, and I go, and he's smiling all the time. And they go, man, I know that guy. That goes a long way, right? Has that always kind of been your personality?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been thankful and just been enjoying life, and that's always kind of been my deal as a little kid. I used to get teased a lot because I always be smiling. They'll call me Smiley and stuff.
Oh, of course.
So
Smiley O'Brien, man, that's just too good. You must be Irish.
Yeah. And see, that was my nickname in high school was Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody would call me Lucky growing up. So
I like it. Working at Reed Arena over there doing events. You still enjoying that?
Yeah, it's really fun. Love under our leadership of our director, Leslie Lampkin, and really enjoy it. Get to work in the athletic department, get to help facilitate our basketball games and, our mustard and commencements, and just really get to see a lot of our traditions. It's really cool. I really enjoy it.
And so that's where your story is right now. We're going to go back and remind people what you did at A&M and everything else. But for the here and now, and a big reason why you're on today is because you put a Facebook video out. A video, I guess you guys, did you produce it yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I did it.
Self-produced.
Yeah.
Okay, see, how about that? Man's got many talents. But this video is very inspirational, and you can go to Ryan O'Brien on Facebook. You can't miss it. It's up there. Yeah. And it's a video of your journey. Are you 32?
31.
31 years old, father of 2, another one coming in like a month, right, mid-July.
Yeah.
But the burning passion and desire to play football professionally has never left you. Though you've never played football professionally, at 31 years old, still pursuing that. The video, I mean, it's a moving piece, just about, man, this guy's still at it. Yeah. And I wanted to have you on to explain that. And then the Reed Arena angle is because you've really connected with A&M basketball trainer Darby Rich, who's really working with you. Is that right?
Yeah, Darby, he's been really great, just helping me with workouts and just encouraging me as well. Also, Coach Henry has been a huge influence, allowing me to train alongside his team and just help with pointers over the last 3 years. So both of those men have been really instrumental in continuing to allow me to continue my dream and, get the coaching I need to continue to get better every year.
So take us through putting out this video and just your pursuit and where it's at right now, Ryan.
Yeah, so I put together a video. It's kind of like a pro day type of workout to simulate a similar pro day type deal for NFL scouts and those folks. So asked Coach Rich to help me with that for his just speaking on my behalf, and also Coach Henry because he's known me for 3 years now, training with their track and field team. Ran in a couple of meets during the last couple of years.
Hey man, a fullback's not supposed to compete with a track athlete. I get you. You should have ran in the fullback division.
Yeah, so just doing that and just trying to get exposed because last summer I played in a developmental league in Michigan called the Rivals Professional Football League.
How did that go?
It went really well. The games, I had about 5 to 6 games that I played. I condensed that to a highlight tape, and I sent that out to NFL teams. And the most coolest thing I've ever really experienced was we had 3 teams that were interested after the highlight film. Just let me know it's an awesome video and, keep at it. And, you're a tough, hard-nosed player. And for somebody to be a walk-on, have no type of, press clippings or anything. To get that at this point in my life, man, it's one of the huge triumphs, just to get that.
Sure.
And
now that's since you put the video out in the
right,
last month or so?
No, not that pro day. It was
Okay.
a highlight film
from last year.
from
Okay.
this past season that I.
Gotcha.
So that's what kept me to keep going. That there's an opportunity. I was able to talk with Johnny Holland, who's the linebackers coach with the 49ers. Got to go out there to their facility, and that was really cool. And I have a real deep faith in Jesus, and I just really feel that he guides your life. And I just feel like from different obstacles, different encouragements have just kept me going over the course of the time I graduated in 2010.
So that passion to play has never left you. Was this always a goal, or did you come back to it many years later? Was it you left, you went and you did some stuff with Cal Berkeley in their recruiting office at football, and did you think that was gone and then it was dormant and it came back, or has it been burning ever since you left A&M?
It's been burning, and it's grown stronger every single year. I moved out to the Bay Area to get my master's at the University of San Francisco in sport management, which allowed me to get in contact with Mark Tomerdahl, who used to be special teams coach here at A&M. And
was he at Berkeley at the time?
Yeah, he was at Berkeley at the time, which allowed me to get on as recruiting assistant intern over there. And I just kept grinding, kept working. And one thing I realized, and I try to tell kids as well, is if you have a dream, you need to make sure that you're taking care of the back end. On top of that, you need to be making sure you're taking care of school, you're taking care of the things that are important so you can continue to live your dream. Because if you're not taking care of those things, if you have a kid or you're doing things outside of it, you have to, make a choice. So I was blessed to get my master's and just continue to do the right things to keep my other dream alive.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, the easiest way the flame can burn out is knucklehead factor.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, if you're taking care of your other stuff and you're all your eggs haven't been in this because you got your degree, you're working full time, you're a father, you're committed to it, and everything else. A lot of times, what you see, and I think that's great advice. Yeah. You see dudes just put it all into this, and if it doesn't work, what's my next option? And now you're supporting two or three young people.
Right. Yeah. That's the greatest thing that I've taken is that you're not where you are right now is not where you're going to be. Yeah. So you just got to keep grinding, keep taking advantage of opportunities. I took advantage of the opportunity in Michigan for the developmental league, just trying to take advantage of things that are presented to me, and don't lose sight of the bigger picture, which is to try to change the circumstances of my family and those things. I grew up in, we call it Greens Point, Texas, which is they call it Guns Point.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not the best.
Houston Nimitz.
Yeah,
area.
Houston Nimitz area, and
that's a rough old place.
Yeah. So you have to have that vision, and I try to stress that to the athletes that I see on campus and stuff. Is you got to know that you're more than an athlete. Even though this is your dream, but you have to take advantage of your opportunities.
How much were you in love with football from an early age, growing up in the neighborhood?
I actually wasn't.
Really?
I grew up a basketball player.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just didn't get tall enough?
Yeah, I didn't get tall enough, and I played basketball through high school and whatnot. But I realized at some point in high school that football was my ticket. The way to go further in athletics. So.
5'11" bangers don't really make a lot of money playing basketball, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But 5'11", 240-pounders can make some stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously football. So what was the situation? Did you get recruited here under Fran, and then Sherman came over, or was it a process?
So funny story, my mom actually called the area colleges because I wasn't getting recruited really by any of the schools, and the only school that called us back was Texas A&M. Johnny Barr, who was director of recruiting on campus recruiting, and they called us back, and we came and did a unofficial visit, and he gave me an opportunity to be a preferred walk-on. And
did you have to bring your own game tape with you?
Yeah, I brought my own game tape,
really?
And it was a blessing. I mean, we called like Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin. Nobody gave us any opportunities, and that's what I tell people. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, And you can't get caught up because somebody doesn't like you or doesn't think you're not good. You have to believe in yourself. And one thing that was instilled in me from a little kid was that you are good enough, you're great, and just don't let anybody steal that from you.
Yeah.
And that's the message I would like to tell anybody is don't let anybody steal what's inside of you.
Your
you know,
joy.
God put that inside of you,
Absolutely.
you know.
So when you got here, now you're here, and that was a huge hurdle, right?
Yeah.
From high school to college, nobody thought you were going to play college. Now you're on a part of a 105-man roster, buried though, right? And then was the turning point Sherman coming in? I mean, nobody watches more tape. He's looking at you and the Anthony Vila kid that was in there with you, and he's watching on tape and practice and seeing that you're making some plays, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different set of eyes, you know, to see you. I mean, when he came in, nobody, just like with Coach Fisher, he didn't recruit anybody. So it's just who can play. And those perceptions that people might have of you is gone away. So I got an opportunity to go down on kickoffs and whatnot. I was able to make a huge play on Michael Crabtree my junior year under the 20-yard line, and that was, they said my name on TV on the TV broadcast, and I mean that was just something I never thought would happen. You know, coming from the situation that I came from.
Right.
So,
And then 2009, you get the Hart Award.
Yeah.
Prior to getting that, did you have any idea just how big a deal that was?
No. I really didn't know much about it until those last couple of years. I'm like, oh wow, that's a great honor, and for Coach Sherman to award me that, I mean, it's a blessing, and it sticks with me today. You know, my bosses, they introduced me as Aggie Hart Award winner. You know, it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like being in an inner room. It's one thing to say Aggie and you're wearing the ring, and that's awesome. Aggie football player puts you in a different thing. Right. And then Hart Award winners a totally different fraternity. Right. And I guess you've had conversations with other Hart Award winners?
Yeah. It's been awesome just to be around that and just to be a part of a legacy that's, so great. It's a blessing. It's so cool.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit more with Ryan O'Brien. If you guys have anything for Ryan, or you got a memory, or you got a question for him along the way, you can text us. You can load us up during the break, and we'll get some text messages. Bridget's just hanging out. She's booking her flight to Barcelona, so she's trying to figure out how to get this passport expedited. So let's put her to work, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting out there in Section 12, you're listening to the interview. We'd love for you to call or text in the program. 979-693-1150, 919. More with Ryan O'Brien next on Texags Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Your last game at A&M's the Independence Bowl, colder than heck, just a brutal night.
Yeah.
And then you lose that game. When you're taking that uniform off for the last time, you still had that dream. Did you wonder if that was the last time you'd play organized football?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I tell you what, the game before that, we played Texas, and I did really well on special teams. And Major Applewhite, who's the head coach at Houston now, he walked up to me. He was like, man, you terrorized us on special teams, man. You did a great job. And I'm like, man, I used to watch you at Texas. This is so awesome. So that just really encouraged me that I might can do this. I might can keep on going. And I got an opportunity to play arena football in Amarillo, which didn't go that well. But right after that, I was sitting on my mom's couch, and I heard Gary Kubiak with the Texans saying that the Texans were working out down at Rice Stadium. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go down and see what's going on. So I went down there, and I walk in, and I see Matt Schaub and Owen Daniels and Andre Johnson and all those boys. And I say, hey, I'm a free agent. I love to work out with you guys. And Matt Schaub thought about it for a second, and he was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I got to train with them during their OTAs for about 2 months during their lockout season period. And during that time, I was able to train with them, make some really great plays, get a couple of interceptions and at linebacker, and just it really encouraged me. I got one time Matt Schaub, he actually picked me for his team when they were doing the different drills, and I was like, wow. that's really cool. So what that did was just built my confidence.
Oh yeah.
And I feel in life, that's what happens. It's little things that happen to let you know that, hey, you can do X, Y, and Z. So,
sure.
And then I
just a journey of ups and downs, right? Because at Cal you had a valley in there that you had to overcome.
Yeah, and when I was at Cal Berkeley, Sonny Dykes, who's the head coach, actually gave me an opportunity to participate in Pro Day. He believed in my dream to get an opportunity with an NFL team, and it was so I trained and was ready to go, and the strength and conditioning coach at Cal didn't want me to participate, and at that point I was already dressed, ready to work out for 32 NFL teams, and the way it happened was I was in front of all these scouts in like an auditorium, and strength and conditioning coach kind of told his side of the story, and they posed a vote, and nobody raised their hand for me to work out. So that was a really embarrassing time period to have 32 NFL scouts tell me, hey, I don't think you should work out. And that was a very low point. But
how close were you to giving it up at that point?
Oh, I was probably 99.9% to give up. But during that, right after I was changing my clothes, I really felt the voice of the Lord tell me to keep going, that this wasn't the end, that my dream wasn't going to end like that. And I just held on to that. And like I told you earlier, to get that validation from those NFL teams after I worked after this last summer working at developmental league, and for them to tell me that, they think I can play and just keep working hard, man, it's a miracle in my eyes, in my heart.
It's Rudy-like in a lot of ways, in that there's a lot of people that have not believed in this journey, right? A lot of people, there have been some naysayers along the way.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Lord's been in your ear thinking that there's a reason why. Yeah. Have you found out yet what that reason is, or exactly why you've pursued it so passionately? What the bigger picture purpose is?
I believe that God, He puts things in us to just to show His glory and to show that He can do all things through Him. And I don't know that I'll end up where I'll get the glory of running down on the NFL field and getting that tackle in the Super Bowl, but I know I've been able to glorify Him through the different relationships I've had, the different people I've been able to touch. People have been able to touch me, and I'll be able to carry that on with my kids and the different people in my life, and that's what it ultimately is. They say the kingdom of heaven is small, like a mustard seed, and you might not necessarily see it all the time. But, it's God who does that. And you just don't know. You don't know what it ultimately result into.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know you're impacting people for sure. And people are inspired by this story. So God's glory is definitely being shown through you. There's no doubt about it, with your attitude and your heart and everything else. And that's the message for the guy out there listening, right? And it might not be I gave up my dream of playing football at like 6, right? But it might not be that, but it might be a different dream. We all have a dream. There's always something that we're pursuing and sometimes want to give up, right? So is that your message to people, is just to keep on fighting?
Yeah, you got to keep fighting, because you never know what it'll lead to. With my pursuit of playing the NFL, I met my wife in California. We have kids now. I was able to get my master's in the Bay Area because I had a dream I thought I was going to get an opportunity to play with the Raiders. After talking with Coach Holland. And that's the reason why I went out there. You just don't know what'll happen, so following your heart is your compass. Right. And that'll get you in the right place. You might not necessarily do what you had your eyes set on. So serendipity is the word, You just
Absolutely.
You don't know what treasure you'll find.
How long do you think you're going to keep trying it?
Well, I'm just
40.
I think the good Lord, he'll let me know when it's time for me to sit down.
That's great stuff. Ryan, we do have a couple text messages coming in, so let's go to the Good Bull Barbecue Social Center with Bridget.
Tayag in Smithville, what is your favorite memory of Aggieland? Also, thank you, Mr. O'Brien, for your story and testimony, a story that needs to be heard more.
Oh, thank you. The greatest moment was, I would say, just looking up in the stands, and at that point seeing like 85 to 90,000 people, every single time I would be like on kickoff or something, I'll just look up and I'll just thank God because like all these people are here to watch us play. And that's just, I'll always take that with me. It's just so cool, just the fan support that we have. And just when we played Texas here, just how this place rocks, you know, and the rivalry and those things. I mean, it's second to none.
Absolutely. Lynn says, God bless Ryan. Sandy says, amen. Loving this Tuesday morning inspiration. Gig 'em and God bless from the Commerce National Bank text line. Ryan, what did we miss? Did we miss anything? What do you need people to know? People need to go to the Facebook page. You need to Ryan O'Brien, BRYANT.
Yeah, and I also have a website. It's RyanO'Brien.com, my name.com, and have all my videos and whatnot. Just let you guys know, man. Just keep fighting. You know, whatever in your heart, keep at it, man. You never know what might happen.
There's no doubt. Well, we're rooting for you, man.
Thank you.
Real quick, just how excited are you, a guy who works on campus, so you get a real feel of the vibe going on inside the athletic department because you work on the inside, but also just outside as a guy driving around town, you can feel the buzz, right? We work across the street, but we can feel the buzz in the Jimbo. Yeah. How excited are you for what is to come in Aggie football?
I mean, it's going to be some good years coming. I mean, just to see how hard the coaches are on the players. I mean, that's a difference maker right there because everybody has talent, but it's the mental toughness that gets you those wins in the fourth quarter. And I know Coach Fisher and those coaches are going to do that. In talking with them, Coach Schmidt, I mean, those guys are serious and they're going to mold these guys into what we want.
You ever think about coaching, impacting young people?
I enjoyed it. I really love like the admin side of it. I love to facilitate and kind of stand back. I would love to hire the coaches.
Yeah,
and that's a dream of mine to do that. So
yeah,
we'll see.
There you go. Future athletic director Ryan O'Brien here in studio. Ryan, thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
That was awesome. All right.